I listen to the Black Guy Who Tips because Rod and Karen are hot.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Black Guy Who Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
And we are live on a Wednesday, ready to do some podcasting.
Yeah, I thought yesterday was Wednesday. I don't know why. Yesterday was just Wednesday in my brain.
That's interesting. We went to the Hornets game. And
yes, but for some reason, my brain was like, today is Wednesday.
Yeah, well, it's Wednesday now for real. For real. Find us everywhere you get podcasts. Search the Black Guy Who Tips. Leave us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. Please do if you've been thinking about it. Mm-hmm. We've been thinking about getting them. Okay, somebody's always got some complaining or some shit to say, but what about the nice things? Okay, make sure you guys do that. The official weapon of the show is
the taser.
And no, it's not. No, the hell it's not. What is happening? I know you didn't just make a mistake like a human being. Oh my God.
Fold in jail.
And the unofficial sport,
bullet ball.
And bullet ball extreme.
Damn it. I told you that's why I get that pause. My brain got to think.
All right. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Do you have any banter?
I do.
Talk to me. Banter. Talk to me. Do you have any banter?
I do.
Banter. I just got a couple quick things to bring up. The first one is I accidentally created an outfit. I was just throwing on some random clothes. I wasn't paying too much attention to what I had on. I had things to do, places to be. And so I threw on some jogging pants that's I always have, that I just like them because they fit me right. And then I threw on this shirt because I just was like, oh yeah, I like this shirt. And then I went down my mom's house to get them a bunch of wine that we're not going to drink, that we just had sitting in the house for years at this point. So it's finally aged wine. Hopefully it'll go to a better home. You know, sometimes they throw get-togethers and stuff. Mm-hmm. It'll be better for everybody there.
We'll probably end up drinking it anywhere we go for there.
Yeah, well, and so I was over there talking to my mom, and then she was like, "Oh, I like your outfit," and it hadn't occurred to me that this was an outfit. It just was like, oh, these are just clothes that I have on.
Right.
I didn't mean to coordinate when I put it on.
That wasn't the purpose.
But I did realize at that moment, like, wait a minute, it is an outfit. It is coordinated. And I didn't even realize I had done it. And I think if I had known, I actually wouldn't have wore it together like this, because it's camouflage. It's a lot of camouflage. It's camouflage at the top. It's camouflage pants at the bottom.
Did you buy them together?
No.
Oh.
No, I just had these things. I've never worn them together until yesterday or whatever, till today. And so, I was looking in the mirror and I said, it looked like I'm about to go to Walmart and buy a shotgun. You know? Like I'm about to do some hunting.
Yeah, you about to go shoot some deer.
Yeah, like I'm about to roll up to a Hootie and the Blowfish concert. Tell people that it's all about the music, not about the race. We all one race, the human race. Like this look like a good outfit for insurrecting, you know?
Oh no!
If you want to like run up on a Capitol building, you know, you go ahead and throw this on. I posted it on social media, and then, you know, our fans and friends, they had things to say. As always, I got lots of comments, but this is the picture. I said I accidentally put a fit together. Look like I'm about to buy a shotgun from Walmart with all this camouflage on. And then somebody said, from now on, I'll refer to you as Earl. Where's your John Deere hat and shower tobacco?
Not a chewing tobacco.
Someone said I look like a No Limit Soldier.
Oh no! You back in the 99 2000s?
Mudro said I look like I'm gonna go fishing at Lake Norman.
Yes,
shout out to the local. That's a local
reference, ain't
reference for those. I said I was going for guest starring in a Missy Elliott video. Either way, you looking good, fam. Keep up the grind. Well, thank you for that. Somebody said I wore the same exact shirt yesterday, and I said yeehaw.
Not yeehaw.
CJ said I look like I'm going hunting. Janisha asked how does it happen by accident. I explained that you put on some pants, you put on a shirt, don't look in the mirror, you visit your mom, and she said I like your outfit. Then you realize you look like you read Bait and Tackle magazine.
You like you go to the big old place where they got all them boats and shit in there.
Yeah.
I don't even know the name of the place. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They got the boat and the jet skis and the tent shit.
Yeah, like the something outdoors store or some shit.
Yes.
I know what you're talking. Yeah, I do. I look like that.
It's like 20,000 square feet of just outdoor shit.
Yeah. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why camo is the official color of, like, you know, about to get into some weird shit, but it definitely. Like, I was looking at myself
a lot of people get into some weird shit when they wear them colors.
I felt like when people saw me in the store and they came in, they was like, is he gonna shoot this place up or is he just hanging out?
Right? What's happening?
It's a lot of camouflage for a person that doesn't have an AR-15 on them.
Yes.
All right, and then the other banter I had was today I back squatted a personal record, 215 pounds.
What's that?
That's the back squat is when you take the bar, it has weights on it, of course, and you do a squat, you go all the way almost like, you know, like kind of down, like you're bending down, and you pull it back up. And the goal is to get to a weight that you can do one time only. And we basically ran out of time. We have 30 minutes together as me and the trainer. And so you keep adding weight and doing less repetition. So like the first one is just the bar, and I did it 10 times. Then the next one we put like 2 15s on each side. So that's the bar plus 30 pounds. So
it just gradually went up.
Yeah, that's only like 95 pounds is the bar, 30 pounds, 125. So then you do like the 125, but you do that 8 times or something like that. You do that 10 times. And you just keep adding. You add 10 more. You add here. You take off 10, you put on 20.
Less.
You know. Huh?
You do less.
And yeah, you do less. And so the higher it gets, the less reps you're going to do. And so we got to 205, and I was able to do 205 like 3 times. And each time she like checks in to be like, how much is it? Like, what amount of effort are you exerting? Because you don't want to get to like 10 or something where you're like, well, you know, like you're endangering yourself. You're going to hurt yourself trying to push this thing. But you just want to see how strong you are. And we got to 215 before it was kind of time to wrap up, and I needed to learn all the other exercises I was going to do for the week. Okay. And I did it twice. But yeah, it was fun. It was like another accomplishment. You know, did the bench press one a couple weeks ago. And so, yeah, it was, I still don't know how much I can do of either one of those. Like, cause we still haven't got to a point where I really couldn't do it. Like there's this thing people do where you say you want to do it into a failure, which means you try to, like, you get a spot obviously so that you have somebody helping you, but you want to go until you find a weight you can't do. So you can be like, okay, that's my limit, is right below this. So like sometimes, like, we're not doing that, but I've been in the gym when somebody would come over to me and ask me for help. Like, hey, I'm going to go into a failure and I just want somebody to spot me, you know? And so, cause sometimes you can do it. Like there was one guy, he said, I'm gonna go to a failure, and I went to spot him and he did it. And so he didn't really need any help, but then he kept going until eventually it was like I had to lift it up with him to help him put it back on the bar. Right. But, yeah, it was cool. It was like a good like goal, you know, nice accomplishment. And you know, I don't know which next thing we'll be working on to see what the limits are for that, but yeah, it's very rewarding.
Shout out to them, because spot to a failure don't sound good to me. That sounds very dangerous.
Well, I just explained why it's not dangerous.
I understand.
You know, just hearing it, I think maybe it sounds that way. But,
right.
You know, the goal, like with a lot of things, the goal for a lot of stuff physically is to fail so that you can get better. That's, you know, it's like when people say, my goal is to run a 15-minute mile. or whatever. You know, my goal is to run a 12-minute mile. Well, every time you run a mile that's not 12 minutes, you failed to meet your goal.
True.
So if you thought of running like that, you'd be like, well, I'm not running ever. Fuck that. I'm not going to get, you know. And so weightlifting is similar, where it's like, you know, you have safety precautions around you anyway. You're not doing this to like hurt yourself. You have people that can spot you, or you do it on a machine. Machine won't allow you to hurt yourself. So if you can't lift it on the machine has like safety braces so it doesn't like fall on you and stuff. There's all kinds of ways to protect yourself.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a good day at the gym, you know. So I enjoyed that. And that's really all my banter for today. So we can go ahead and get into some stories for the show.
P. Diddy be wanting the body, and you gotta tell him no.
All right, more Diddy news. The news that never stops.
Apparently. Can't stop, won't stop, apparently.
How did I not think of that already?
Because I clear every time.
That should have been the first. That should have been that's the motto of this segment now. Can't stop, won't stop. Damn. All right. So someone left a comment on our YouTube page, which we're a kind show. We try to be kind to the people that write in, unless you're just a complete asshole. And sometimes I think, you know, people they're used to a lower standard of show, lower standard of host. And so they like, for lack of a better term, people that's just talking about shit.
Right.
Like they don't really have any standards, and it's not very thoughtful, but it's like, we talked about some shit. We're not we just talked about some shit show. For the most part, we try to be thoughtful about what we talk about. So one of the things was this Jaguar Wright shit. I'm like, yo, what she's doing to me is signs of a person that is mentally ill, who we have always treated as, she's an unreliable narrator who has been mentally ill and said things that don't make sense for many years. But anytime one of these scandals comes out, people want to pull her out, like, let's bring on this upstanding person. And I've always been like, to me, you're using this person.
Yes.
It actually is exploitative, what you're doing. And so she went on Piers Morgan's show. Now, you would think that alone is enough for y'all to be like, oh yeah, probably not too reputable. When's the last time any of y'all have talked about Piers Morgan in a positive light?
Hello?
When's the last time y'all was like, yeah, Piers Morgan broke the story? Appreciate that.
Out here doing the Lord's work.
Thank God for that hard-hitting journalism of Piers Morgan. We would have never got to the bottom of it. None. Zero. I would hesitate to say it was even one person one time that's ever thought that. So he has Jaguar Wright on his show, saying her usual, conspiratorial bullshit. And he goes on the show the next day, and he has issued an apology. Now, that is a pretty rarefied air, because Piers Morgan is the same guy who I remember him talking bad about Meghan Markle.
Mm-hmm.
And he was completely out of pocket, and I don't remember him apologizing about that and saying that it's really about how he, this apology is really just it's really about the fact that she wouldn't date him, and he brought that up and all this shit. Well, he found some journalistic integrity or something, because he went and apologized. Interesting. I think I have the apology here. Let's see if we can
think about platforms. thing about platforms. The reality of the modern world is that pretty much everyone has a platform as long as there's something to say that other people want to hear. That's why we invited her on to be interviewed. The people making these claims have an audience with or without shows like mine. Well, Jaguar Wright unexpectedly made several serious allegations about Jay-Z and Beyonce during that interview.
Now, the thing I will say here is he's already undermining and trying to limit the harm he's done by saying these people already have people are going to listen to him whether they come on the show like mine or not, trying to act like it's negligible. Now, if he's trying to, it's funny because this is the one time you can get somebody like him to be like, my platform ain't shit, I ain't nobody, don't nobody be listening to me, I'll just be out here talking. But I'm sure before this, like, these are very damning allegations, this is very important. Anyway, now hey, people listen to Jaguar Wright. Y'all don't even listen to Jaguar Wright album, but people listen to Jaguar Wright all the time. She a huge draw? No.
Chad, I didn't even know who she was till not too long ago.
People went and found...
I thought it was a rapper, for real.
People went and found a person who would say reckless shit, and they are monetizing and getting clicks off the recklessness. That's
right.
It.
Yes.
Jay-Z and Beyonce during that interview. As I said in the moment, they were not present to respond or defend themselves, but now they have. Their lawyers contacted us to say that those claims were totally false and have no basis in fact, and we've therefore complied with the legal request to cut them from the original interview. Editing interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored. But, like the proverbial cries of fire in a crowded theatre, there are legal limits on us too. And we apologise to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Sound like he fucked around and found out.
Right.
Like it really sounds simple to me.
Right, because she's going to keep talking, but you can tell him, hey, we'll hold you accountable for having them on your show. This is your platform.
Yeah, you found out. You thought you could just do this like Vlad and all these people that just keep putting her on TV or their platforms and acting like it's no big deal. And Jay-Z and them hit your ass up and said, stop. And like I said, it reminds a person left a comment on our YouTube, taking it full circle, that was like, well, if y'all say she lying, ain't nobody suing her. Is this enough? No, because what you're gonna move the goalpost to now is, well, why they suing her if she must be telling the truth? Like, there's nothing they can do because y'all are so fucking horny for some goddamn gossip. It's sad. It's sad because we have actual accusations from people who said this happened to them. All we need to do is listen to them. If you can't listen to them, wait for the trial.
Yeah,
it'll come out in the trial. This is not that difficult. Now Jay-Z and Beyonce, the Carters, their lawyer went on TMZ and cleared the air because he said they didn't sue him or send a cease and desist. But they basically gave Piers Morgan an ultimatum.
This must have been shocking to you that somebody comes on a show and then kind of levels these vague-ish allegations. Were you kind of ready for something like this to eventually happen?
Listen, there's rumors and then there's nonsense, and this is one step further, right? This is a pointed and formal accusation of something. I felt it needed to be responded to. So I think somebody reported it was a cease and desist. It wasn't that. It was quite bluntly an ultimatum, which is remove that false accusation that's demonstrably false, or a court's going to order you to. And so I think he made the wise choice and acted accordingly.
He meaning Piers Morgan.
Removing it and apologizing for it, yes. What changed here in my mind is that somebody on a so-called journalistic platform exploited that.
That so-called was petty, but I'm here for it.
Kind of random rumor mill, whether it's disconnected from reality or what have you, and lifted it up. And by doing that, they not only caused harm here, but they are also droning out the voices of real victims. And by doing that to get clicks, it didn't just harm the Carters. What he did effectively was to drone out the voices of actual victims in an ongoing case, in an ongoing investigation. And that was too much for me.
Right. They're real victims and they're out here with the bullshit.
Yep. And that's all I've been saying. Like, that's what I'm saying from the beginning.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what just happened.
Are you in the process of making sure that it is taken down everywhere?
What I am here to say is that in a situation as serious as this, somebody who puts themselves out as a journalist should not effectively take advantage of the situation and exploit somebody in this way. And so that's the real reason for action.
Does it strike you a little bit that there's been a lot of silence in Hollywood in the wake of all of this?
Well, as to the Carters, I can tell you that when they put their foot down on something as they did here, they are sending a message. And if they can't stand up and make sure right from wrong, then who can? I've always believed that the truth will come out in courtrooms, and I'm sure the truth will come out.
Right. Like, wait for the shit to go to trial. Like, and it's also one of those things where they was like, hey, what you gonna do is take our name out of it. Like, if anybody else want to get you, they can go out their own accord. But what you're saying about us, like you say, every time you do this and you allow them to talk on these platforms all recklessly, like they say, you're making the celebrities bigger than the actual victims themselves, which means you're actually demoting the victims. Not demoting, but acting like whatever is done is not that serious. What's more important are these celebrities. If they did it or not, we don't care. We're just tossing names into a fucking pot and stirring it. And every time you do that, there are people that's telling you what's happening, telling you who's there, telling you the accusations, like they're coming out, but it's not gossipy enough. It's not juicy enough. It doesn't hit the right spot or whatever it is that you're looking for. So you go and you make up your own version. You fan fiction an accusation, which is fucking ridiculous. And they were like, and that thing is like, we don't want to be part of this bullshit. And this is a warning to other people that allow this person to come on their platform and say shit. Yep. Talk shit. They're like, talk whoever you, but don't bring our name up on no more bullshit.
Yep. And what's interesting here is the tactic, because Piers Morgan has something to lose. Jaguar Wright don't got shit. Like, that's the whole point when I brought up, like, they're like, why they don't sue her? She ain't got shit. It's like, you suing a person that literally, and I love the language he described it in. A person who's really being exploited.
Yes.
Like, this to me is no different than taking somebody off the street and just being like, come into our podcast studio and say just wild shit. Where it's like, well, why would y'all have that person on? Because it's not like I'm believing or verifying any of it. I'm just going, okay, yeah. Say something else crazy. Why, like that toy that you pulled a string on, all right, more of this terrible Diddy news. Let's see what else we got. Former 106 and Park host Free shuts down long-standing rumor about having a child with Jay-Z. So these are the rumors and the bullshit that happened. I don't know if it's just like the Carters are like clearing the air. Like, come on, everybody, because Foxy Brown came out the day before,
right? And
people
these
are
like,
things. These are conspiracies that people like Jaguar Wright and stuff traffic in.
Yes,
and it comes into the zeitgeist. And now, when someone like Piers Morgan or whatever legitimizes it, if you want to call it that, or at least makes it a bigger deal, like now you gotta have people come out, and people that was minding their fucking business probably didn't give a fuck about this, didn't feel like they need to say anything. All of a sudden now it's like, I can't go nowhere without saying, hey, me and Jay-Z don't have a secret fucking kid,
right? Without somebody asking me and things like that. And also, when you go after the money, that means people who have something to lose will actually stop having her on their goddamn platform. They go like, nah, we're good, right. We good. We don't want you, because the thing is, you can't control what they're going to say. So, like, particularly if you're live or some shit, they were like, no, we don't have this, or either what happened, we let her talk, and then we're going to go on the backside before this shit gets aired and edit all that bullshit out, because we saw what happened, and we don't want no calls from nobody's lawyers.
Yeah. Oh, you still talking about Jaguar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. With Free, she said she was reading a question I guess on IG that's like, where's the kid? You and she said, I be reading it all the way thinking y'all got a real question. Cut it out. Free has no biological children. Wendy Williams originally fueled this rumor years ago during a radio broadcast. She falsely announced that Free had given birth in Brooklyn's Methodist Hospital with Jay-Z allegedly by her side. Williams even went as far as sarcastically congratulating Free and suggesting Beyonce should send flowers. Free's message was clear with the fans: stop with the nonsense. Yeah, and once again, the revisionist history on Wendy Williams is so interesting. And it's not that you can't have sympathy for a person that's going through the health struggle she's going through, but this idea of just like, oh no, she's just like groundbreaking, like, no, she was doing this shit. Her imprint is also partially why some of this shit is fucked up. No offense to her, but it's the truth. Like, there's no DJ Vlad running with the bullshit if Wendy Williams doesn't spark it. We literally don't have Charlamagne, if not for Wendy Williams.
He started up underneath her, right?
So yeah, like she was a big part of that. The devolving of some of our shit. Let's see. Diddy's accuser allegedly tried to bribe ex-boyfriend for $3 million to back her rape claims. Thalia Graves, who recently filed a lawsuit against Diddy of rape and recording the act, is now being accused of trying to bribe her ex-boyfriend with a 7-figure offer to support her claims. TMZ has obtained text messages that suggest Graves was willing to pay $3 million to her former boyfriend if he agreed to corroborate her story. The lawsuit filed against Diddy and his former head of security, Joseph Big Joe Sherman, alleges that Graves was raped by the music mogul in 2001. Graves claims her then boyfriend, who worked for Diddy at the time, was shown a recording of the alleged incident. However, text exchanges between Graves and her ex in November 2023 reveal a different side of the story. According to the text, Graves openly stated that she planned to sue Diddy because he's the one that has the money. She then reportedly offered the man $3 million to testify that he had seen the alleged video. In one of the texts, she appears to ask her ex directly, "What do you think of $3 million?" after discussing the case. The man who confirmed the text's authenticity to TMZ says he interpreted the message as an attempt to bribe him into supporting her accusations. He shared that after receiving the text, he promptly blocked her on all platforms, cutting off communication. Meanwhile, Diddy's legal team has reportedly obtained copies of the same messages and may use them to challenge her credibility in court. Joseph Sherman, who was also named in the lawsuit, has publicly stated he never met Graves and was not employed by Diddy during the time of the alleged assault. She has Gloria Allred as her representation. Gloria Allred said it's very common that rich, powerful men and their supporters attempt to discredit, shame, and humiliate accusers who have the courage to come forward. The complaint speaks for itself, and our client is looking forward to her day in court. With Diddy's team now armed with evidence that could undermine Graves' case, this legal battle is bound to Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Because there's a world where you say this because you're like, this is you need to come forward and help me, and there's a bag in it for you, and it really did happen. There's a world where that dude is trying to protect Diddy to some extent, and it's like, that's still my man, and no, I will not. Even if this did happen, I won't be testifying. The fact that Diddy's legal team ended up with it does say something, because I get the obligation to come forward if she's lying, and that dude was like, "Hey man, I don't want to be caught up in this bullshit. Like, here's the text messages, leave me out of it." I guess we'll find out in court.
Yes, sir.
But I'll tell you one thing: if there's a tape that exists, all this shit ain't gonna matter. If she's on tape being coerced or passed out or something, and or whatever, it ain't gonna, then all this shit is gonna be moot. It's gonna be moot, and it'll come back. But 50 Cent called her out and said caught this bitch lying. So 50 Cent, everybody's hero, Everybody thinks he's anti. I've always said because he's anti Diddy don't really make him a good person. And it doesn't mean he's anti Diddy because he's such a defender of women or believes in this.
Right.
Most of his shit seems to be making fun of Diddy and talking about homophobic shit. That's it.
Yeah. He get a lot of his jokes of that.
So yeah, he captioned a post, caught this bitch lying, LOL, making it clear he's not buying her story. So we'll see what happens in court.
We will see.
Stephon Marbury speaks out on Diddy. The delusion of money and power is real, he said. He talked about how they partied back in the day with Allen Iverson, and Diddy urged them to buy bottles at a club despite knowing they were young and not financially established. We're broke. We don't got no money, Marbury shared, suggesting that Diddy's behavior was all about appearances and statuses even back then. He questioned how Diddy's mother could not be aware of what her son was up to, implying that his actions have been more of an open secret for years. You got to know what your son is doing. This ain't no secret. Everybody knows this, he said. He described Diddy's behavior as a reflection of the delusional power that comes with wealth. He expressed disbelief at some of the recent incidents tied to Diddy, including alleged violent acts and questionable interactions. Are we really believing this? Are we really seeing this? He asked, questioning how Diddy could continue to act without accountability. He's always been out there too, so I don't know which way he means that.
Ain't right?
Diddy is seeking pretrial release again, argues lack of flight risk and overly harsh bail decision.
Oh, they're gonna tell you no, baby. You're gonna stand there to trial.
Yeah, I can't imagine him getting out.
Me either.
Like, I just can't see it. I don't know what would have to happen for them to let him out before that trial.
Agreed.
Ray J is addressing allegations against Sean Diddy Combs and abuse in the music industry in his new show, The Reality Check News. He's gonna the biggest word in that sentence is check. Because he gonna always get a check.
He gonna have a hustle, ain't he?
He gonna sell it, okay? He admitted, Diddy was my friend before questioning, what do you do when you never seen all this shit that people are talking about? Do you believe it? Everybody's innocent until proven guilty. After Ray J claimed he created a roadmap to try to stop this from happening for our future industry, the show went left. Do you forgive somebody for taking somebody's ass? He asked. See, he's not a serious person.
No, he is
What's
not.
wrong with him?
Why would you make that statement?
I can already hear how he said it. And
right, and
I've
you
never
know
seen
it's
it.
fucking hilarious when
Right.
he's talking about something that's goddamn serious.
Do you forgive somebody for taking somebody's ass? Is such a fucked up way to put it.
Right? Did he adjust his toboggan 45 times too?
You cannot trust this man to give you more than 30 serious seconds on anything. Like, he's just not a serious dude. I don't know how he gets through life like this.
Right?
He said, there's a lot of people out here taking from people. People are getting robbed of not only their money and their spirituality, they're getting robbed of their womanhood and manhood. Assholes are being taken in ways that nobody can explain. See?
The hell is wrong with him?
Come on, man.
How can you be serious saying shit like that? I can't treat you seriously.
Come on, man. Come on, man. He was just...
And you know he said it in that voice, which...
Right.
No.
Right.
No. No. This is not serious.
I see a lot of jokes out here tight now talking about baby oil. Everybody got a joke about having baby oil or lube. Is that okay? Is that the message? He says he prefers lubricant over baby oil before joking about creating Ray Y jelly.
The hell is happening right now? Did you say Ray Y jelly?
Go to hell. Go to regular to hell. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
That's
God damn it, Ray J.
hilarious.
Ray Cephas, Jarius. What the fuck? He said, I'm exhausted. On a more serious note, he said, I'm exhausted with people in this industry that have power who are abusing power. I can say a lot of names. I won't today, but I will soon, which is always bullshit. That's always bullshit. Like, then you would say them.
Yes, you would.
What's stopping you is tune in
Nothing.
tomorrow. Just end it with tune in tomorrow. Same bullshit. This motherfucker. This is why so people, let's see. It received mixed response from his Instagram followers at the posted clip from the show. Several referenced his confession that his sister Brandy stopped inviting him to family events due to his online antics. This is why Brandy stopped inviting you to the family functions. One person wrote, another agreed, saying, Brandy, come get your brother.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man. God damn it. God, son of a bitch, Ray J. What's wrong with you?
It's supposed to be a serious matter.
Nothing serious to Ray J.
Nothing.
All right. Let's move into some other news. Let's see. What kind of news do I want to talk about? Oh, how about this? News. Who news? Karen, you ready to hear some news about some people you probably don't know who they are?
Of course, and I'll forget about tomorrow when you ask me again. Yes.
Well, we got to start with this story about the homie Finesse Two Times.
Oh shit, 2 times? I didn't hear about you the first time. What's happening?
Spell Finesse Finesse, the number 2 times TYMES.
Child, no. Mm-mm.
He
got
shared,
a Z on the end too. What's happening with this name spelling?
He shared the DNA test results of the little girl who he has been raising, revealing he is not the biological father. Last year, Finesse 2 times announced he had babies on the way with both of his girlfriends.
Oh,
but it
shit,
turns
got
out
both of them?
he is not the biological father of one of the children. Man, damn. Sound like he almost got finessed 2 times.
Yes, he did.
Oh, man. The Memphis rapper made headlines last year over his unconventional love life with 3 girlfriends. He eventually dumped one of the women before confirming his other 2 girlfriends got pregnant.
Oh, shit.
However, he was heartbroken to reveal he is not the biological father of Nia Love's daughter. He posted the results of the paternity test on Instagram and reflected on the lesson learned. I can love you so much to the point where I won't cut you off. He captioned the post. I'll ask God if this person ain't right. Remove them from my life. And in mysterious ways, things happen. I'll never question it. Just know this. I ain't take no L. I learned a lesson. I used to treat women real bad. Adding he was prepared for it to backfire on him. Everybody that know me know how much I love my kids. Now how much this affected me. But I wish you the best. Just gonna kill you with success. All the war, mind, body, and soul.
That don't sound. I don't. I don't know how to take it. So I used to treat the bitches bad. Now I treat them a little bit better, and I love my kids. That's all I heard.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah,
that statement made no sense.
He hurt bad because that don't even make sense. He shared a picture of the fraternity test and everything too. Just nothing redacted. Just numbers and names.
Personal information. Probably doctor's name. You know, because that should have all types of medical information on it.
Now, his mother is the one who arranged the secret paternity test. Now, what's his mama name on Instagram?
Miss Finesse. What's her name?
Mama 2 times. You can't make this up. It's Mama 2X.
What's his daddy name then?
I mean, I'm guessing
Daddy's 1, Daddy 2 times, Big Daddy twice.
She posted the results are in 4 cursing emojis, and I'm mad as motherfucking why. Just why? Crying emoji. You allowed our family to bond with this baby knowing there was a possibility somebody else could be her daddy at 1 Finesse 2 times. I'm sorry to have to be the barrier of bad news, nigga. No, you.
Not the barrier of bad news. I thought it was the bearer of bad news.
It is.
Okay. Not the barrier.
The barrier of bad news.
You blocking the bad news. What the hell is happening? Ain't that what the barrier does?
Oh my God.
Yeah, the barrier know my blocks.
Yes. What is happening? What?
A barrier of bad. That's hilarious.
Why are y'all doing this?
That's funny.
Why isn't this a text? Why are we even in it?
Why isn't it?
Stop it right now! This is stupid! This is absolutely ridiculous! Get out of here! We are adults, and this is ridiculous. Cut the crap!
She really put us in the group chat.
Can I opt to leave?
I'm sorry to have to be the barrier of bad news, but you are not the father, and I am not the grandma.
Oh,
Nia,
no!
You hurt us with this one. From this day forward, everybody getting DNA tested. Damn. Not everybody. Now some other secret babies is like in the family. Like, come on, man.
What I got to do with it?
I've been doing good. I'm almost in college.
Right?
You gonna fuck this up for me. All right. More Who News, Karen?
Okay.
Blockboy JB arrested on multiple charges after falling asleep at a traffic light.
Why are you making these names up?
It's a real person. Blockboy JB.
Is these somebody's tag names on God of War or something like that?
No. Blockboy JB was arrested after he fell asleep behind a wheel at an intersection in Memphis. According to multiple reports, a Tennessee Highway Patrol trooper found a 28-year-old rapper with a loaded gun on his lap. Oh, well, shit.
Oh, damn.
Definitely don't want there to be no mysteries. You don't want the officer to feel like he's wasting his time. Mind if I search the car? No need. The illegal gun is right here on my lap, sir, and it's loaded. THP, the police, Memphis police, I guess, observed the Highway Patrol.
Okay.
Observed Blockboy JB's SUV stop for 2 cycles of red lights without moving.
Not 2 cycles.
A trooper discovered him sleeping with his foot on the brake and the vehicle in drive. The platinum-selling artist had a Glock and 12.4 grams of marijuana inside the car. Sleep, boy. The drugs these new rappers is with, they be getting them.
I don't want none of that shit.
You know, like what happened to just some good old fashioned regular drugs?
What happened to regular smuggler ass drugs that ain't laced, that ain't AI designed to get you as higher than the fucking plane? I'm good, dog.
Got you leaning at the damn stoplight sign.
If anybody got a problem with selling good, old-fashioned, regular drugs, you should tell me now.
We'll sell whatever you want us to sell, boss.
The Memphis native, whose real name is James Baker, was booked in Shelby County Jail. He posted $7,500 bond. His court date scheduled October 13th. Last year, he defended Ja Morant after the basketball star was caught flashing the gun on IG Live.
No wonder.
If he turned in his car with his gun that's in his name and his yard, somebody recorded him, that ain't on him, free Ja. Well, I guess we'll be trying to free JB.
Because Ja out right now. Hope. Didn't nobody tell him?
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? J.A. is Ja. J.B. is Blockboy J.B. So if your name J.C., watch out.
You on the list next.
You might want to take a Uber, J.C.
Everywhere. Uber everywhere. Uber everywhere.
Last one. Lil Reese.
I hate to be like this. That sounds fucking more reasonable.
Lil Reese sounds reasonable.
Lil Reese sounds...
Do you know who Lil Reese is?
I have no goddamn idea, but they sound closer to the ground.
Still don't know who he is.
No.
Lil Reese arrested on DV charges after weeks of evading police.
Domestic violence?
Yes.
Okay.
He was a warrant out for his arrest. He was accused of punching and strangling his ex-girlfriend. He was arrested on multiple charges, including aggravated assault on a family or household member in Texas on Monday. They apprehended him after he went to a Houston nightclub called The Address on Sunday night.
You know what? I'm not showing up nowhere called The Address. Where you going? The Address? Where the fuck it is at? The Address?
The police are looking for you and you went to The Address?
The Address, dog.
The Address? They was like, I'm right. Y'all looking for Lil Reese? Cause he in here. Okay. Can you text us the address? Oh, I'm at the address. And so is he. The drill rapper was charged with aggravated assault on a family member to die. Assault by impeding breath against a family member and violating his bond protective order.
What's
he was
impeding
denied
breath?
Choking someone.
Oh.
Impeding breath.
Okay.
He was denied bond per Harris County Sheriff's Office records. His court date is scheduled for October 10th. Lil Reese, a.k.a. Tavares Taylor, was taken into custody 2 weeks after a warrant was issued for his arrest.
Damn.
He was accused of punching and strangling his girlfriend. She said he assaulted her when they crossed paths at the Pink House nightclub in Houston. The incident occurred a month after their relationship ended, so he was getting violence on his ex-girlfriend. He allegedly resorted to violence when the woman rejected his attempts to kiss her. His ex-girlfriend said he punched her in the right cheek and strangled her. Earlier this year, he was arrested on suspicion of sexual assault and rape in Los Angeles. He denied the allegations. The case was dismissed in August. So, sounds like Lil Reese might not be a good guy.
I'll venture to say no.
Yeah. Well, that's it for this Who News. I could keep going, but I mean,
Chad, you know it's a
Karen doesn't know any of these guys. So.
That's the fun of it. And Chad, y'all don't know either. Don't act like I'm the only one that's confused.
Yeah, y'all don't know either. Okay, so stop judging. Y'all don't know.
2% of y'all know. Y'all, you know what? We talking about stuff and somebody, the baby in the background going, I know who that is.
All right, let's go to some other news. All right, that's Jerry and Dean by DJ Jaffa. Ari Lennox cancels LA show over low ticket sales amid IRS debt woes. I'm not saying any of this to pick on anybody. I'm just pointing out this pattern because people always say this about like Lauryn Hill or J-Lo or somebody they don't like. It sounds like the amount of fans and sales you need to have to be a touring artist right now has gone up, and it feels like no one's noticed.
Right.
That like you need to be like Usher now to tour, where you used to just be, you could be Ari Lennox, and Ari Lennox is a pretty fucking big deal. It's not like Ari Lennox is some nobody.
Right.
Ari Lennox is a big fucking deal. For her to have to cancel a show because they struggled to fill the seats is crazy to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like you say, everybody isn't gonna feel like stadiums, but you used to could be like medium to like small venues and you could literally just tour.
Yeah.
But like you say, the government's really gonna have to get a lot of shit in control.
I just know something's up
because it doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I don't know about the government. I just know something's not happening.
Right.
Like the money is not making it back to the artist in a way that allows them to make a living touring.
Right.
And I think before, it's not even about the size of the venue necessarily. It's like before, because it's not like they're booking venues that are bigger than what they used to book.
Right.
So even if it was like, well, Ari Lennox can fill 65% of this venue, that was enough.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like motherfuckers are not buying the shit, whether it just be all the exorbitant fees. Because, for a fan, like people always go, well, people go to such and such. The concerts people brag about how much people go to are the ones where people would pay anything.
Yes.
Like if you would pay rent to go see Beyonce, then you can't just say, well, people see Beyonce. That's different.
That's very different.
There was a time where you could just be like I have a couple of hit songs and people like my albums. I'm a niche group and I can still be at Bojangles Coliseum.
Yes, I could be at the Ovens Auditorium.
Yeah, and now it's like, you can't do that shit. So yeah, she had to cancel her concert. She also deactivated her Instagram after the announcement. She said, I'm just going to tell y'all here, the Los Angeles show is canceled. We just couldn't sell tickets. So that's my life right now. Hopefully things will change once I drop the music, drop the album. She admitted the news came as a blow to her because, I take everything personally. You're only as good as the music you put out. Nonetheless, she remains confident she can sell tickets in specific regions, particularly at home in Washington, D.C. Yeah, I do wonder if that's going to be a thing where you just have to start picking your spots and be like, the places where a lot of black people are, the places where prices aren't skyrocketing, like those are going to be the only places.
And that's really going to suck, particularly, not trying to funny, for people that kind of live out in the middle of nowhere, because when they make these decisions, they're not trying to find it. It's certain places that they're just not going to go to because they're like, ain't no black people out there. I'm not going out there to see two people. And, you know, depending on where they go, the fan is like, I can't travel hundreds of miles to go see you. I might go over to another city or two. But you know, if I'm out here in, you know, Tulsa, you know, I don't want to travel all the way to Washington State to see you.
Yeah, and I go even further. What's going to eventually be the effect on the venues?
Yeah.
Because the venues are basically sunk costs.
Mm-hmm.
The venue is there 365 days a year. What it's hoping on is that there's enough acts filling it that it can make money to stay in business. So what the fuck happens when all the middle of the road artists are like, I have to basically be a hit all the time, new music all the time act, or I can't tour?
Right.
What the fuck happens to the venue where it's like, yeah, we used to have this thing popping 340 days a year.
Right.
Now it's down to like 250 days. Do the venues go out of business?
Yeah. Because the thing is, a lot of these venues in these towns, yeah, you might have local people that might rent them out of things like that. But normally the community comes because the acts come. They're not there renting the places out for like their own purposes, like the purpose. And like you say, when the small to medium size ones go out of business, if all you have is like the jumbo places, you're going to have a lot of people. They're just going to put out music. They're just not going to tour.
Yep. Like
that's literally what's going to happen. They just like, well, what the fuck? I can't tour. Yeah. Or either they're going to go to even, well, truthfully, even smaller venues, but they be like, yeah, I'm in a 100-seat, 250-seat theater here. And if you get tickets, you can. If you can't, I don't know what to tell you because I can't do the normal, 500-seater or 700-seater or maybe even 1,000-seater that I used to do. And like you said, if you sell 75% of that, you got your money back plus some more. Like, you don't have to sell them bitches out. And, because you have to think, what happens when these venues close, you're talking about staff, you're talking about people losing jobs, lightmen, cameramen, crewmen, audio people. You talk about, and for some people, towns going desolate, and basically there's no entertainment in town because for some of the venues, the only place is this little small to medium place. This is where all the acts come. Like, they don't go nowhere else when they come to visit us, but here, because the closest city is 500 miles away.
Right. Nah, everything you say is facts. Speaking of being right about things, you guys know I don't get tired of being right. And Ta-Nehisi Coates went on Trevor Noah's podcast and they talked about the CBS interview.
Able to stop talking about the CBS interview.
Why does Ta-Nehisi Coates leave out so much? Why leave out that Israel is surrounded by countries that want to eliminate it?
There is no shortage of that perspective in American media.
I very seldom get angry on people's behalfs. But man, we haven't been able to stop talking about the CBS interview.
Wow.
I don't think you understand the shockwave that interview created. Not because of what you said, but because of the way people felt like you were treated. Just the opening salve of that conversation. And I'll never forget the question that you get asked, where I think it's Tony who says to you,
when I read the book, I imagine if I took your name out of it, took away the awards and the acclaim, took the cover off the book, the publishing house goes away, the content of that section would not be out of place in the backpack of an extremist.
Yo, I sat there, I don't get flabbergasted by much.
Right.
I genuinely don't. I sat there and I was like, what?
I've been trying to process why I wasn't so insulted. Like, I love all of those awards and accolades, but they're not really me, so okay, you take them away, it's fine. You know what I mean? I'm still me. I have been in this, in terms of the research and the writing, from, over a year now, and I guess how much, the extent to which Palestinians have been pushed out of the frame. I really, I knew this was coming.
Okay.
And I figured at some point it was going to be a fight. I didn't know it was going to be right then, but I figured at some point it was going to be a fight. The thing that went wrong in that interview more than anything, as far as I'm concerned, is, and I know she's getting a lot of stuff right now, so I really want to say this. Gayle King is a great journalist and a great interviewer. And Gayle came behind the stage before we went, and she had gone through the book. And I'm not saying she like agreed with the book. She was like, I'm gonna ask you about this, I want to ask you about that. I want you. It was like
Gail was considered.
Oh my
if there's
God!
one thing Gail King is, it's considered.
Listen,
but she didn't speak.
It was her handwritten notes. Her handwritten notes with it. You know what I mean? She had all these things, and I think while on the one hand he probably did me a service, you know what I mean, by just kind of commandeering that interview. Yeah. I don't think he did Nate and Gail a service, and I'm really, really sorry for them. More than anything, I can take care of myself. You know, I'm good. Like I said, I've been hearing these arguments. I've been rehearsing. So, you know, if this is what you want to do, I'm okay doing it. Like, I'm good. I was okay. I left, shook his hand. I'm okay.
I'd like to know from you, why you think people do that. Why do they remove all context when speaking about Israel, Palestine? Like, why do they say, if we take this away, and if we take that away, and if we take that away, and if we take that away, and if we take that, then it's this. But we don't do that with many other issues.
To your point, removing the context, I think, is actually essential. You know what I mean?
All right. The main thing I wanted to point out is how right I was.
Yeah. This is
Rob is right. Yep, Rob is right. Rob is right. Rob is right. Yep, Rob is right. Yeah, Rob is right. Whoop, what was that again? Oh yeah, Rob was right. Rod was right.
Okay, go ahead.
No problem. Yeah, this man has been traveling. He's been thinking about it. He wouldn't dare put a book out like this and just be oblivious to any type of pushback. Like, he knew and he was prepared. Like, he's wrote books about America and how ain't shit America is, and white folks been in his ass doing the same thing, but it's been quote unquote Americanized, like American shit, you know. And so it's like, yeah, after a while you're prepared for the pushback.
Yeah, and the thing I would say more than anything is my point because people saw the clip and they just had smoke for everybody that wasn't Ta-Nehisi Coates, and I get it, it's an emotional thing. But as I said, I've seen that before at the job many times, interviewing somebody. It's not what the fuck people think. That it's very rarely like something like that, especially when they had 3 people come prepared to ask questions and one guy takes over the 5 or 6 minutes that you have with this guy totally to himself on a show that's essentially live. Like, I don't think it's live to tape that much. I think it's like, you basically see the shit that's happening. It might not be 100% live, but it's fucking close.
A form of a quote unquote delay by a few seconds, but
and
it's
someone
live.
like Coates who's on a tour, you're not going to get to be live on camera with him for 30 minutes and then they chop it down like you would say the Daily Show or something.
Right.
So that dude took over that interview to the detriment of the other people. Because even if they would have had questions about what Coates wrote, because they were like, I actually don't agree with all of it, or I need you to explain it, they didn't get to ask shit. They basically just got relegated to like, you're not important. I am the only one who should be speaking. What I have to say is important. And I'm not really asking him questions. I'm here to basically chastise this man. So yeah, that was the thing that came across to me the most, was like, oh, this dude went rogue.
Yep.
I know what going rogue looks like. That was not planned. That wasn't an ambush everybody was in on. It wasn't a gotcha interview. Buddy just lost it. We'll do a couple more things. Patients are turning to vibrators to relieve their migraines. 1 billion people experience migraines, yet the perfect treatment is still out of reach. So basically, people have migraines. There's all kinds of, like, I've had them before in the past when I've overexerted myself or taking too much vitamin B. I don't know why. I think it's got something to do with a concussion I had a long time ago. Anyway, whenever I got those migraines, the only thing I've been able to do is turn off the lights, put a cold towel on my head, lay in the bed. Even if I took like Advil or whatever, it don't do shit. Like, it really just, light, noise, everything just bothers me. I just have to sit there and tough it out till the shit goes away. I haven't had one. I had one like a few months ago, but I haven't typically had one since I was like much younger. But it's the worst. It is the worst. And so people said that at least on Reddit, they started talking about how they've been using vibrators. Now, it doesn't have to technically be a vibrator, just something vibrating.
Right.
But the rhythmic vibrations are supposed to like help treat some migraine.
Is it like a certain parts of your body or just vibration, just period?
To your head.
Oh, okay.
You take out a vibrator and you strap it to the top of your forehead.
And let it go.
So yeah, it's interesting that people are doing that. A small pilot study showed promise in 17 out of 18 people reported at least 50% pain relief, compared to 3 of 17 people who used a placebo treatment. Moreover, half of the people who received the treatment were completely pain-free 15 minutes after they finished, compared to the one or the only 2 in the placebo group. So now that's a small study. Doesn't sound like a lot of people. It sounds like about 35 people or so. But still, like, dog, a migraine make you so desperate. I would absolutely do this. Next time I get one, I might do this. You know,
yeah, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be surprising they've had contraptions that you can just put on your
it doesn't have to be a vibrator. They've talked about vibrating helmets and stuff, but I mean, a vibrator, you can just go get one.
Yes, you can.
Like, you don't need no specialized prescription. You just go get one from the store or whatever. Although I would be funny if I was like people buying vibrators and like, oh, it's not for me, it's out my head. I got migraines. Sure, buddy, you got migraines. That's what it is.
There will
please just give me the vibrator. Don't stop questioning me. I got migraines.
That'd be a great skit.
I need the vibrator and I need booty talk 47.
Could you imagine people at the sex shop all of a sudden? They was like, we have a huge intake of people. They just coming in, walking in, wanting vibrators.
I just imagine it's gonna be a woman coming home and finding her man in the bed with a vibrator. He's gonna be like, it's not what you think it is.
It's strapped to my head.
I just know it looks weird, but this is just how I get rid of my migraines. Okay? You're the one really being weird if you think about it. What, a man can't have a vibrator? What if I was using it on me?
A man can't vibrate?
If it hurts bad enough, would you pull it out of somebody else's vibrator? You know, would
some
you be
people would, yeah.
You know, are you making sure it's clean? You know, you got some wet wipes or something? You got some sanitizer in there? I don't know, but I know this: a migraine will break down all the pride you thought you had.
You'll be taping that bitch upside your head to make that shit go away.
Lord knows, I'm glad I didn't know about this till just now.
Cause we got plenty of it.
I would have pulled out a Hitachi like a motherfucker and been out here like, I guess it's just weird. I don't give a fuck. Head's just gonna be smelling like vagina for a while because I need the pain to stop immediately. Vibes, just good vibes only. All right, let's see. Maybe I'll save this one for a longer, more special episode of the show. But I'll just say I saw this study, ScienceDirect.com, where these people published a paper on how modern technology has interacted with human psychology. I've been literally talking about this since the day we started this show, where I was like, at some point, we will discuss, because someone's going to be able to have enough data to truly study it, how social media has fucked us up.
Yes!
And this study just highlighted so many things that I talk about on this show all the time about our perceptions. And they actually were able to get the data and go look into these trends and stuff. And it's scary. It's really scary. And especially when you realize how many people are caught up in it and how ubiquitous it is and how hard it is to see when you're caught up in it.
Yes.
And then eventually you have to ask the biggest question, which is, how many people like the way the steak tastes in the Matrix? How many people can admit it to themselves? You know, so it could be you listening, could be me, could be Karen right now. We all, everyone can see it when it looks at everyone else. But my point is, how many people kind of want it that way?
Right, and they don't want it to change.
A big one for me was this WNBA season, man. I've honestly never seen anything like the WNBA season before, and I've seen some fucked up stuff on social media being online for my job and just for entertainment and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anything like this before.
Wasn't it crazy?
Where I know for a fact the vast majority of those people that are being racist to the WNBA players and fans are not people. I know it. I don't participate in it. I just click and I see like that, whatever this account is, spends all day talking about Donald Trump, Caitlin Clark, and saying racist shit. And they got a blue check mark and they've monetized it or whatever. Mm-hmm. Or their name is Randy79251XQP.
Right, and they just started this account 3 days ago.
Yeah, or they got an account that is it only tweets out the weird statistical things about Caitlin Clark that will start a fight. And I saw so many people that I otherwise respect participate in uplifting these accounts and going back and forth with these accounts. And a lot of it was them doing that for their own social media clout.
Mm-hmm,
like,
because we're all platforms.
I'm such a good person, I'm calling this person out, but you're actually helping that person to make money or whatever because you're bringing people over to them, and that person doesn't give a fuck and might not be a person. We have no evidence
might not be real.
This is a human being behind this account, or that this human being is who they say they are. And that was a big wake-up call for me, or just confirmation. I'm already I guess aware of it, but it was a big confirmation. Was like, oh no, even smart people that should be way better than this can't stop themselves.
No, but
and they argue themselves into a frenzy, into these weird, to me, weird, these weird hills they're dying on that only exist if you're hyper online participating in these discussions. If you take one step away from the internet, you understand why everyone's doing what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was this, we'll maybe talk about this more in depth or make a special episode or something.
Yeah, I got it.
Because I really would like to get into this.
I would love to actually talk about that. Yes.
Yeah, some of the findings were just like amazing to me.
Okay.
In online political discussions, the people who post frequently on social media are often the most ideologically extreme. Indeed, 97% of political posts from Twitter/X come from just 10% of the most active users on social media, meaning about 90% of the population's political opinions are being represented by less than 3% of tweets online. This is a marked difference from offline polling data showing that most people are ideologically moderate, uninterested in politics, and avoid political discussions when they are able.
Yes, because most people spend time at work and in environments where it's not conducive to that, so they actually don't talk about it, stay away from it and shit like that.
It's also how you get to these extremes of like, don't go home for Thanksgiving. And it's like,
or them clapbacks that everybody think is funny.
Well, less of that and more of this. That's less to me about the politics. That was just people that took a joke and went too far.
Okay.
But there's literally people that'll be like, if your family disagree with you on some politics, don't go home. You shouldn't even be talking to them.
Okay.
You're a bad person if you...
Because it morally makes them feel good, right?
Yeah, but also because it's online. It's a theory. Your family is a theory to them.
Yes, it is.
They don't know your grandmama, your aunt, or uncle, or whatever.
Don't give a fuck.
And meanwhile, in their own family, if they have a relationship with them, most of them definitely have someone in their family that they like are related to that's going to be at they get-togethers that they don't agree with politically.
Right.
It's pretty much the definition of family. Families don't take a fucking straw poll every year and go, okay, who's voting what? Like,
right.
We know that that's not how that happens, but I think if you look at the antisocial environment of online versus, all this other stuff we just brought up, the hyper extreme people being the most representative and getting the most traction, you end up in places that are conventionally unreasonable.
Yes.
Not saying they're unreasonable in some other extreme situations or that no one navigates their lives like this. I'm sure a lot of y'all don't write in because I don't give a fuck. I'm sure a lot of y'all are like, I don't see my family members ever. That's cool. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I'm just saying that is not the normal general tenor of life, and that is normally not the advice most people give anyway.
Right. Most people don't function like that. Correct.
So that, like, it is. Anyway, we'll talk about this at some point more in depth. But man, that was a good study that I read. All right, we've been going for a while. Let's see, how do I want to wrap this up? I guess we could do some Guess the Race. How about that? Let's wrap this up with some Guess the Race, everybody. Here we go.
What time is it?
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
Guess the Race, the game we go all around the globe, find different articles, guess the race of the people involved. Karen plays, chat room plays, everybody is a racist. Philadelphia police are searching for a woman who caused thousands of dollars in damage after she reportedly became unhappy with a restaurant order. Surveillance video showed early Tuesday morning inside a Crown Fried and Grilled Chicken on North Broad Street.
New York? Only place I heard of
Philadelphia.
Okay. Yeah, definitely up north.
At one point, video showed the woman climbing onto the counter before going on a rampage. Police say by the time she left, she destroyed enough of the store interior, broken through enough electronic equipment to leave behind more than $8,000 in damage.
Damn.
This is not an unusual thing. Shout out to Minimum Wage.
Mm-hmm.
So far this year has had 785 cases of vandalism, 746 assaults at retail stores and restaurants in Philadelphia alone.
Woo.
And those numbers are pretty close to being on par with last year. This is part of what happens.
Mm-hmm.
The woman in the video could face any number of charges, including vandalism, making terroristic threats, or even assault. Guess the race of this woman.
Oh, it's black. At the Harold's?
Mm-hmm. All right, Karen's going black. And it was at Crown Fried Chicken and Fried and Grilled Chicken.
Oh, the Crowns? Yeah, still black.
Okay, Karen's going black.
It's all black.
It's all black, Karen's. You heard chicken and you just lost it. Chicken. You just
Chickens die every day, B.
You decided all you need to hear was the chicken, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Chickens are dying every day, people, at churches, Popeyes, and Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I guess Crown.
Really?
Black says Mary.
I mean, I could be wrong, but
could be. That's why we play Guess the Race.
I know white folks like chicken too, because the Bojangles and KFC down here be jumping.
All right, I don't see a lot of guesses. Drive through black, says Tamara. The correct answer is black. Yeah, she hopped on top of it. That's her from on top of the counter.
Oof.
Yeah, that's a lot, man.
That's right, Rick. It is bizarre video, but sadly not altogether uncommon. And as you'll see in that video, whatever happened ended with a very unhappy customer. The whole thing unfolded very early yesterday morning.
Okay, her shirt says nope.
Oh, no.
Her shirt says nope on it, right? That says nope.
It says nope.
They should have known she was going to be a problem. She came in with the nope shirt on. It was, y'all still serving breakfast? Oh, don't say it. You know that's her word. You know she's going to set it off.
Be like, yes, we're selling breakfast. Start the grills
along
up.
The 2200 block of North Broad Street, inside the Crown Fried and Grilled Chicken restaurant. This video shows what happened after a female customer became upset about something involving her order. Upset enough to go on a rampage. By the time she left, the suspect had destroyed enough of the store interior and broken enough electronic equipment to leave behind more than $8,000 in damage.
What is really going on? These pictures are sending me.
Whatever she tanned up, she mad about some other shit.
It's multiple people holding her. I don't even think that's an employee. That's just a person holding her back.
She mad about kids, boyfriend, husband, son. These goddamn kids get on my motherfucking nerves. I can't even get my goddamn order right. I'm tired of this bullshit. That's child. She was fussing. I bet somebody's baby's getting cut smooth out.
They was out of straws, and that was the last straw.
Yes, it was.
Behind more than $8,000 in damage. Unfortunately, this kind of behavior is not altogether unusual. The Action News data...
Anyway, that was her. Oh my goodness.
She was going off about something. That was like, man, we don't know who Jamal is. I'm sorry Jamal did it. Jamal, get your shit together, boy.
Facial recognition software helps to aid in burglary assault conviction at Texas A&M.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. College Station man has been sentenced to 15 years in prison for charges including burglary and aggravated assault. He was arrested due to facial recognition software. His name is Christian Young, 21. He followed behind unsuspecting students at a resident hall at Texas A&M. He accessed the building by catching the door before it closed. He gained access to a student's room and threatened her with a pair of scissors. The survivor was able to fight back. He fled the scene but took money from the survivor and her suite mates before doing so. The suspect was captured in video entering the building, and the image was sent to surrounding agencies. The sheriff's office ran the image through facial recognition software and was able to identify him. He was also wearing a hat from the fast food restaurant where he worked during the crime.
Was it on campus? That would make it even better.
Management at the restaurant identified him, and his timesheets matched the timeline.
They was like, nope, he was not on the clock.
He was arrested and reportedly confessed to the police. So... guess the race of Christian Young.
Oh, white, because it recognized him and it didn't mistake him for being not his race or somebody else.
Oh, yeah. It was like, boop, got a hit.
And it was a right hit, you know.
Right. If it was a black person, you think it would have just been like, I don't see anything.
Yeah, like ghosts. Like something was on here.
Denzel Washington. Like, what?
Yeah, you're right. They'd have mistaken you for somebody else. It was like, yeah, I'm not even that race.
We only got one guest. I guess these people are guessed out tonight. Ryan says definitely white.
Yes, that's true.
All right.
Definitely white.
Well, you know what? Don't let it be said we don't make do with what we have. All right. People don't need to be guessing all of them to make it be funny. Well, Karen said white. Ron says definitely white. The correct answer is black.
Oh, no.
I recognize the face you making, and it's shocked.
Oh, no. Out here committing the crimes at the PWIs.
15 years in prison. I don't know what the hell he was thinking.
Mary said they think it's a delay. I do, too.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't even see the guesses in the chat, though, for it to be a delay. Right? Do you?
I
just see definitely white, P. Brad, and then I don't see any guesses.
Oh, okay.
So I think y'all niggas just scared to guess.
I see comments past that, so I do think
you do. Okay, so maybe it's on my side. I'm not seeing all the guesses.
It's not guesses, but they talking like past.
I see them talk. I said I'm looking for guesses. Did I say talking?
Oh, my bad.
I said guesses. They not
bad.
Guessing. They try to act like it's
guessing.
a delay. They're just cowards. Fine.
Step up to the plate.
We don't need you anyway. We'll just go to the bonus round.
We trusting the people at the house.
What time is it? It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
Angry that her Domino's was delivered cold and uncut.
Oh shit, not and uncut.
Listen, okay.
I worked at the pizza place. How do you send a shipping uncut? That's like part of the process to cut the pizza.
Cold and uncut? How's it cold?
Right?
What did they even do to it? Did they just give you a raw pizza? Just had unmelted cheese? They forgot to put it through the oven?
They didn't send it through the conveyor belt?
Okay, cold and uncut. That's like the worst penis of all time.
Oh, no!
I'm just joking. I don't know anything about penises. A Florida woman allegedly drove from her residence to the restaurant where she... You know how mad you gotta be?
You ordered delivery and then you got to fucking drive up there?
Do you know
you
how,
are big mad.
Do you know how mad you have to be for them to fuck up the delivery and you not just call back and be like, hey, you fucked up my delivery? For you to be like, I'm doing the thing I was trying to avoid doing.
We're just driving.
I'm driving to you. Oh, so she drove from residence to the restaurant where she quarreled with an employee, flung the pizza, and damaged the store's telephone. It was a 1:30 a.m. altercation because she was hangry.
Damn, how's it even open? Why did you buzz her in? Shouldn't it be locked at 1:30 a.m.?
Police early Saturday arrested Ricky Holly, 22, or maybe it's Ricky Holly with a Q, Ricqui, Holly, 22, for criminal mischief, a misdemeanor, following the alleged pizza rage incident. After spending the night in jail, Holly, seeing that the right, was released from custody on her own recognizance. A judge ordered the St. Petersburg residents to stay away from Domino's outlet, which is 1.4 miles from my home. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to stay away. Who's going back? First of all, it's my fault. I ordered the Domino's. That was on me.
That was on me.
The second part of that is, I know I can never order from there again. They are going, if they couldn't make it right when I didn't do anything wrong, they're going to put so much human excrement in my next order. Okay? I'm not trying to deal with that.
Nope.
The arrest report did not indicate what, if any, pizza toppings she requested. So, all right, Karen. You want to take a slice at this? What is, guess the race of Ricky Holly?
Black. I think her and the Crown Lady is related.
Okay.
The
Karen
Crown
says
Chicken
black.
Lady.
Yeah, a lot of food crime. I want to speak to the manager, White. Mary said 3 minutes ago, I'll guess right now, next one is black. Tony says black. See, y'all, there ain't no delay. Y'all niggas was being lazy. I relate to Ricky's risque behavior, black. Too much time on her hands, white and white. Karen went black. Some of y'all went white. The correct answer is black.
Oh no, what's happening with them edges?
That's baby hairs. That's how the girls do them now, Karen.
Oh, okay.
That's like bad bitch protocol.
I'm out the loop. My bad.
Anyway, some of y'all missed it. I mean, the spelling of the name was a dead giveaway to me.
Mm-hmm.
And also, she looked like she don't play that shit about her pizza.
Mm-mm.
Like, she came up there face full, done.
Full makeup.
She like, listen, I just got off of work, being a waitress at the strip club. I want my 1:30 a.m. Domino's so I can go to sleep.
Right.
Y'all done gave me cold, uncut pizza. Somebody catching the L.
Right.
All right, y'all. Let's get to the final thing, sword ratchetness. Thank God she didn't have a sword. Well, maybe. Actually, she could have cut that pizza, so I don't know.
This is why I keep a pizza cut at the house, just for them situations when you get a cold, uncut pizza, you can cut the shit yourself.
And then what, bake it?
I guess, apparently so, because
Karen,
I'm not going back up there.
I'm going back up there. The disrespect. It's the principles of the shit.
You know what? I'm making a joke, but the more I think about it, I probably, if I get a cold, uncut pizza, I think I might go back up there too.
It's the disrespect.
It's like, hey, y'all gonna have to make me a new pizza. It's cold and uncut. Just make me a new pizza, please.
Did you even try? What do you get paid to do?
Right.
Let's see. An Olowin man arrested after threatening victim with a sword. Let's see. The Fayette County Sheriff's Office says they received a report of a disturbance on 50th Street near Olowin around noon last Tuesday. When officers and deputies arrived on the scene, they learned 57-year-old Mitchell Ray Langle threatened a female victim with a sword. White. Langle was found in the basement of the home where he was arrested without further incident. He faces a charge of first-degree harassment. Tell you what, bad day for women on the show and food.
All right. All of them taking an L.
Yeah, it's not good. Exes and food. You just don't let them mix, I guess. Never the twain shall meet, I believe is what they say. Well, that's it for today's episode. Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate y'all. Thanks to the people who took the time to send, email, tag us and all this stuff. Because some of y'all did to let us know, like, hey, this is be a good segment for jokes for social media.
Yes, thank
so
you.
Appreciate y'all that did that. And until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah.